Now we're going to be looking at percent change. With percent change, the way you want to set up your proportion is 100% plus or minus, depending on what the scenario is. The changed percent over 100 is equal to the changed number over the whole number that you started with. Okay, so it probably doesn't make sense to you right now, but maybe after we go through a couple example problems it will. So this first example problem, you want to buy a car for $3,000. So that is your whole price, or your original price, $3,000, okay? And we're going to set up a proportion, and we're just going to fill in the numbers in the variable. You negotiate the price down 20%. Okay, so we've got 100. Now it's down 20%, so here I said plus or minus. In this case, it's going to be minus, so it's down 20%. And then over 100. How much did you pay for the car? Okay, so our variable is going to go to the changed price because that's after the 20% was taken off it. So we're going to put our variable here, and now we can see we know what to do because we've been practicing this for a while. We're going to cross multiply. So we've got the 3,000 times 100 minus 20, which is 80, is equal to 100x. And we can use the trick I showed you, where maybe someone else showed you before I showed you, I'm not sure. But 3 times 8 is 24, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 is equal to 100x. And we're going to divide the 100 on both sides, so I'm just going to cross out the zeros. And we have $2,400, which is a very cheap price for a car. It's probably not the best car, but maybe it's your first car when you turn 16 or whatever, but that's our first percent change problem. Here's our next scenario, and I just made this up. I don't know where I came up with aquarium, but here we go. You buy an aquarium for $120. Okay, that's our original price. Remember, it goes original, changed above original, is equal to 100 plus your percent change over 100%. So in sales tax, is when you pay more. Actually, that money is going to go to the government to spend it however they spend their money, to pay for schools and hospitals and roads and that type of thing. So sales tax is 8%. So we've got 100 plus 8, because we're paying more, it's you pay it on top of the $120. Over 100 is equal to the change price over the original. And you wind up finding out that x is equal to 129.60. Okay, so you're paying $9.60 sales tax. And remember, in America, we always go to the hundreds place with money. And let's have a look at this example. So a stock is now $132 per share. Last year, it was $110 per share. So the $110 is going to be the original price. And the now is going to be the change price, because we want to find out what percent it increased between before and now. So now I'm going to put in the change price as a numerator, and the original price, and 100 plus, and we're trying to find the percent change. So we're going to have to use parentheses here when we cross multiply, and we're going to have to distribute. And this is what our equation looks like when we set it up. And I'm not sure if all of you are comfortable with this trick that I showed you a couple classes ago, but we can actually divide both sides by 100 because these are being multiplied. You can do the opposite of what's being done, and these hundreds are going to cancel. We can cross out our 2 zeros in the top and bottom. And we wind up with 100 plus x is equal to 132. And if I subtract 100 from both sides, I find out that the change is actually a 32% gain, which isn't too bad at all. Imagine owning, I don't know, 1,000 shares of that. That's a really good return.